Hi guys, welcome back. Today we have Nikita who's going to tell us all about a problem she has had and how she has dealt with it.
Yes, and Nikita, to start off with, kindly tell me a little bit about what your problem was.
Super. So thank you, Isa and G, for having me. Growing up, especially in my undergraduate years, I feel like I experienced a lot of self-doubt, that is lesser self-confidence. And through that doubt came a lot of anxiety and a strong need for validation. So everyone I interacted with, I needed praise, I needed approval. So, and that reflected in the quality of the relationships that I had. It was so difficult to build and maintain strong relationships. It reflected in everything that I did, driving myself crazy to get the best grade or do the best in my job or whatever I was doing, just because I wanted to be said, I wanted praise, or I wanted people to say, hey, you're on the right track. And that was really, really challenging for me. Of course, it continued, and I was through my undergrad and after, as I was working, I had a global role. So I was living in the Netherlands, and I saw the impact of that on my performance, health, and relationships when I was in the Netherlands. So while on the outside everything seemed great and Nikita seemed to be having a perfect life on Facebook, on the inside it was really, really challenging to deal with the emotions that I felt. And I think I even caused a lot of harm. When I say harm, I don't mean like violence, but I think I even ended up troubling people that I interacted with because of the challenges or the internal issues that I was going through. And that's when one day I said that, hey, you know what? I need to take things in my hand and I need to get better, because clearly there are a lot of things that are going right in my life. But just because I am not confident enough or I experience anxiety, it dilutes the impact of all the amazing things, right? And that's when I came back to India. I got into yoga and meditation. I have studied psychology, so I went for my master's, and I went deeper into organizational and personality psychology. And I think the combination of the two really helped me, and most of all, just being very conscious and aware and working on myself. So some of the techniques that I learned, I'm so blessed to have learned them so young in my life, really helped me to break through this issue or challenge. I won't say I don't have days today when I feel a little bit of anxiety or when I don't feel doubt. I do. But I think they helped me to be aware and to manage. And even more than that, they helped me to understand that human beings, we're way beyond this body, our fleeting emotions, the fleeting events, the temporary things that happen in our life. We are much more than that. There is something in us that it does not change. There's a consciousness in us that is always like scintillating, and being in touch with that through knowledge, through practice, through voluntary work and service, and even the kind of things that I have done in my career has really, really helped me to come out of it, manage it, and be aware of it.
That's great. That's great. And if someone was listening to this and they completely agree with everything you're saying and they were in a similar position to you, what would be the first kind of practical step that you could tell them to do to start implementing this?
Yeah. I would say the first thing is to accept it. Everybody goes through it. Now that I'm on the other side of it, when I say I'm on the other side of it, it doesn't mean everything in life is perfect, right? It means that I've learned to manage it. I have realized that acceptance is the key, because what happens is, we're feeling bad, but the worst part is we feel bad about feeling bad, right? Feel bad about bad, so accept it. Know that you're not the only one. So at that point, when I would go through these emotions, maybe I was very vocal about them, right? So I felt it was just me. But now I realize, and no, everybody goes through this. The exterior may be different, but the interior remains in different intensity and different ways people go through this. So accept it, and pick up a practice. So sometimes it's difficult to manage the mind at the level of the mind. We need to do something. So like sometimes people say, when I exercise I feel better. Sometimes people say when I journal I feel better. So for me, that practice became meditation and yoga. For me, that became understanding myself better because of what I studied, and really spending time working on myself. So I would set goals for myself every month. I made significant changes in my lifestyle. I quit alcohol. I changed my diet. I did so many things in order to feel better, and I de-linked myself from everything that I felt I was using as a crutch to build confidence. So yeah, I would say these are some of the steps that you can take.
That's perfect. That's really, really good advice. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Thank
That
you.
was amazing.
It was lovely speaking to you.
That was great to speak to you. Thank you so much. Honestly, that was I think there's a lot of really good, kind of easy to understand key lessons in there that especially people our age could definitely get a lot of benefit from.
Absolutely, and always happy to connect and speak to anyone, and of course learn from them too.
Perfect. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Bye. Take care.
You too.
Take care.